Hello everyone, today we finally get a chance to celebrate what it's like to be bad guys. In a superhero game we have been wanting this for years. Even size Batman drove around in a 3-ton tank and somehow resorted enemies by telling them that they were not dead, they were just electrocuted by the tank static charge. And yes, this is not a LEGO game, but let's be honest, being the Valiance is good, and in LEGO Valiance we get a chance to investigate what happens when no one's in control. The good guys are gone and worried super villains are left trying to find out what makes Millennials tick. And of course, thanks to VB for access to the early review code. As always, you guys know, even if I get a game from a developer, I always buy a copy and give it away to patrons so my hand earned cash. LEGO comes out on October 16th for the retail price of $59.99 and is on the Switch, Xbox PC and PS4 systems. As always, if you like the video, then maybe subscribe. So here's my review for LEGO Valiance. Shazam might actually be cool. You got your Hogwarts in my superhero game, and finally the Joker sounds right graphics. Up first, yeah, this is a LEGO game, which means everything exploding and coins flying out of them, and they're really a few things just downright as colorful as a Colesteel Skittles bag that explodes on your screen, and any kind of LEGO game, and in that way Valiance does deliver in spades, from the weather change between Gotham and Metropolis to the creepy confines of carnival rides in the Joker's area. Too many of the buildings allowing you to walk inside and use elevators to go up to other floors and explore. It may never really astound, but it certainly holds its own with the other games, and the overbounds of superstar coloring does an incredible job, making Valiance feel actually a bit different than, say, LEGO Cities or even the Marvel games. It also makes world themselves and a lot of this location actually a bit easier, as it's not that difficult to difference the Joker's location from, say, Poison Ivy's, and interestingly enough, while the location itself is not that massive, it may be one of the most varied on the travel towards, let's say, Arkham Asylum. Is one of the best locations thematically in a LEGO game, in my opinion. Of course, the biggest superhero in LEGO games is performance of consoles, and yeah, it's about the same here. The game is 13 FPS on the consoles and holds it usually with thumb dips here, and that, depending on how crazy action gets, one of the issues with these games. On the consoles, they never really have seen the jump to 16 FPS, and in fact the sort of reminds me a bit of Telltale Games engines. They always seem to falter a bit in these unexpected times. Now on the PC, of course, you can always get all the franchises depending on how much power you want to throw at it, and it runs along the same lines as past LEGO games before. Graphically, I would say the game does deliver about when you would expect, but some of its world design in the location deserve a bit more spotlight than some of the prior games. Sound, music and voice nonsense, nice suplex. If the crime syndicate can find us, we must strike now. Hey Mark, you overgrown, let's do sound first. This is good. It's the same kind of overall presentation all the LEGO games have had, but some of the set pieces like Marvel before it are massive, and this really does allow for a nice wide channel for the effects and different bombastic overbounds of special effects to be used. That being said, I noticed a couple glitches. One of PR2 of the larger weapons like the hammer did not actually make a very audible hit sound at all. Compared to some others, it was hard to find what the issue itself was, but it's almost like it was layered a bit less impactful than the rest of the equipment when it comes to environmental sounds. This also continues the traditions of LEGO City and otherwise, with a nice assortment of effects. Now that's not gonna fool you into thinking it's GTA 6 now with more fat bodies, but at the very least it's gonna offer a more dynamic feel to the game world, and that's something that should be noted. Overall, I would say it's pretty good sound. It's about on par with the previous titles, and of course that brings us to music. I have always been impressed with the LEGO games if you think about it many times, and beat games like this, where the music was simply font, in where there would not be a desire to take a pride in a side property, especially a LEGO game, and really nail it. But they continue to do this, and To Be Valiant has the best soundtrack of any LEGO game. By large margin there's just some excellence pretty much everywhere, vocals and horns, woodwinds, strings of all kinds in an almost million marching kind of track that does a fantastic job. Thanks for watching, subscribe to my channel, goodbye.